Hello, my name is Joey, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my initial vestibular event that started all of this dizziness for me. So it started 1 week after my 40th birthday last September, and I was at the gym with my husband Corey, and we were working out. I was at a machine, and I started getting really lightheaded and really flush, and I'm like, what is happening? And so I sat down, and I felt like I was going to pass out. Corey thankfully saw me, and he came and got me and took me to the car. When I was in the car, I just felt like I couldn't lift my arms properly. It was just a really, really weird experience. So I got home, drank some water, drank some Gatorade, ate some food because I was attributing this to dehydration. So the following week, I still was continuing to feel dizziness, every so often. And then I started getting random symptoms. So my face started twitching on this side here. I also got a sty in this eye, and just a couple of other like super random symptoms that didn't really go together, but it was really strange. So I was working for a doctor at the time, and he told me, he's like, you should probably check in with your care team and let them know what's happening. So I was like, okay, good idea. So I did, and thankfully they called me in like an hour or two. And they said because I had so many different like symptoms that didn't make any sense, they wanted me to do this like specialty testing, and it was me doing a 4-hour testing to just check everything out. And so I went and did that the very next day. Some of the tests that they did was an EKG as well as a CT scan and blood test. And the blood test came back fine. The EKG was fine. They did have a concern with potential bradycardia because they were doing the test to monitor my heart rate when I was sitting, laying down, and standing up. And due to that, they recommended that I wear a Zio patch, which is a heart monitor, for a week just to confirm whether or not I had bradycardia, which is slow heart rate. And then within the Health Fairview system, they give you all of your test results via MyChart, and they usually come in before your provider has a chance to take a look at them. And so my CT scan results came in, and I'm in the room by myself, and I read that I have a 3 millimeter internal carotid artery aneurysm. And I was like, what? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I felt just so confused, and I was like, is this what? I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. So the physician's assistant came in, and he let me know, hey, you do have this brain aneurysm. You do need to follow up with your doctor, but it's not an emergency. So I'm like, okay. So I reached out to my doctor, and she recommended that I see a vascular neurosurgeon. So I was able to get in with her right away, and she reviewed the CT scan and saw the aneurysm, and she said because it is so small that she doesn't think that's what's causing the dizziness, nor is she too concerned about it at this time. She said that we'll just go ahead and just wait and see. So I said, okay. And then a few more weeks passed, and the dizziness wasn't getting better. So I recommended, or no, I didn't recommend, I requested a second opinion at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, because that is the #1 hospital in the world for neurology. So I'm able to get in with a neurosurgeon right away. He agrees with the first neurosurgeon that he doesn't think that this is what's causing the dizziness, and that it is small enough where he's not too concerned about it. But he also doesn't like the CT image, and he wants to get an MRI. And then I go and get the MRI. He looks at the scan and he says, no, I want to get an MRV, which is like an MRI, but this time it just looks specifically at the vessels. With that, I did the scan up here in the cities, and the scan went back to the doctor. The doctor took a look at it, and he is like, I still don't like this image. You can't see very well. And even on the MRV report, it said, and it recommended that I get another scan in 3 to 6 months with a higher resolution MRV. And it's called like Tesla 3 or Tesla 7. And so when I spoke with the neurosurgeon at Mayo, he was like, will you just come down here and take the scan? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I went down on Wednesday to get the scan, and it was the MRV with the Tesla 7, which is the highest resolution that they have. The appointment, or the scan itself, was a little bit different because I could feel the more magnetic pull, if that makes sense. It just was a lot more intense feeling than the previous MRVs and MRIs that I had gotten. But I was just like, okay, I just hope that means that they're going to get a really good scan, and they're going to be able to take a look at this aneurysm, and it's going to help the doctor. So again, with Mayo, I get test results before the provider gets a chance to see them, and so I just got my results, and apparently I now have 2 ICA aneurysms that are 3 millimeters, or a biopop. I'm not exactly sure if that's the name, aneurysm, which is like a bigger aneurysm put together, essentially, because they're on 2 different sides, and that one's 5 millimeters. So I reached out to my doctor because I haven't heard anything yet, and his nurse let me know that he is out of town right now, and that he'll get back to me as soon as possible. So right now, I have mixed feelings about this. In a way, I'm kind of excited because then it kind of, to me, makes sense on why my dizziness has been getting worse these last couple of months. But then at the same time, they also said this isn't what's causing the dizziness. So I don't know. Either way, I just know that the doctors have more information, and hopefully we'll be able to get to the bottom of what's causing this dizziness. So thank you so much for being here and following my journey, and I will continue posting with more information. Thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of your day.